So again, I cannot leave you today. You see, after very interesting speaker who was talking about the slackline, we have a very interesting and beautiful lady. I'm very happy to have this lady with me. Her name is Irina Malkova. You think she's the actress coming from Hollywood? No, she's not. She is editor-in-chief of Russian Emirates, which is a very famous magazine, at least within Russian community in United Arab Emirates. I am reading this magazine maybe for 10 years, and I can say that this magazine has the most interesting stories, and also it's very beautifully done. So she is the editor-in-chief, and as well she wrote a very interesting book about United Arab Emirates. Irina, I'm happy to see you.
Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Irina, my first question to you. You wrote the book about United Arab Emirates. I think it's already a heroic thing, because it's not that easy in general to write a book. So I will say bravo to you. I know that you love that country as well as I'm loving it. Tell me, please, what motivated you? Why you decided to write a book, the culture of, how we will translate it, the culture of possible?
The title of the book is Emirates, the culture of possible. And then it goes like how in 50 years a country of the future emerged in the desert. So the main idea of this book was to tell a story about UAE, and to tell it in a little bit different way. We all know something about UAE, and mostly people abroad know about UAE something like a stereotype things, that this country is very rich. You can see Bugatti and Lamborghini on the streets, people having millions, they spend their money, and they're just very lucky because they have oil. So this is like the stereotype which a lot of people think about UAE. But living here for almost 8 years, I discovered so many layers of the country, and they are so fascinating and so impressive that I wanted to share my story with other people. The history, the traditions, the archaeology, the leaders, the mindset of the leaders is the most interesting thing. And the success of the country is based on the mindset and the way of thinking of the leaders. And I wanted to share this to the people around the world, so probably they will understand this country better. But I didn't want, to write a book, just a historic book or like about traditions or about history. So I made it in a way like a fiction story. A little bit adventurous, a little bit informative, a little bit glamorous, but so the people can understand it more easily. So it's a very accessible text. I presume that a lot of people will understand what I wanted to say and will understand this country on a deeper layers, because it definitely worth examining and researching this country to understand the success.
It goes without saying, who can even imagine that on the land of desert, on the land that didn't exist only 50 years ago, there is the miracle. They sent people to the space. They want to create in 2040 one of the safest places in the world. I was doing the movie about ladies in Abu Dhabi police. It's called Veiled Police. And I was also very fascinated by how ladies can be bodyguards and can do amazing job having 3-4 kids at home. This is, as you say, stereotype, a huge stereotype. It cannot be, but it is possible in United Arab Emirates. What is that in that book that you want to share with our audience now? What do you think, something that surprised you the most when you were investigating this? For me, I want to ask about the mindset of the leaders.
Yes, so this is the most interesting thing, to understand how this country succeeded so fast. You must understand the personality of the founder of the country, of Sheikh Zayed. I mean, it all started from him. And that's why I spent a lot of time investigating and researching his personality. And I spent a lot of time in Al-Ain, the city where he spent 40 years of his life, and where you can literally feel his spirit and understand the power of his personality. There is two beautiful palaces in Al-Ain. One is called the Al-Ain National Museum, where he lived with his family and his children before the money came to this country. So it's a very beautiful place, but very simple, with a simple interior. But when you are there in this palace, you can still feel the spirit of Sheikh Zayed, and you understand his energy and the intensity of this energy. And when you understand this, there is no surprise for you anymore how the projects are implemented here. You understand his way of thinking and his mindset. So I really encourage everyone who is living in the UAE at least once to go there and to wander around this palace and to see how he lived.
Is it possible, Irina, to visit this Al-Ain National Museum?
Yeah.
Is it open to, definitely it's located in Al-Ain. Al-Ain, who doesn't know, it's a small place not far from Dubai. I think maybe it's 1 hour driving.
Yes, but it belongs to Abu Dhabi Emirates. And we can say that the history of the United Emirates, it started in Al-Ain because the vision and the whole program started from Al-Ain, where Sheikh Zayed lived for a long time. Almost 40 years of his life he lived there. And so yeah, everybody can visit this palace. It's a beautiful place and not crowded with tourists or anyone, so you can wander alone there and see and feel the spirit of Sheikh Zayed. Then there's another palace called Mawaji Palace, where Sheikh Khalifa was born, the current president of the country. And architecturally, it's a beautiful palace, but having the old building, the old walls, they implemented the modern technology, so you can see the virtual reality there, the light projections, and so you can have an immersive experience of how Sheikh Zayed with his family lived in this palace.
Irina, where is this Mawaji Palace located?
In Al-Ain also.
Also in Al-Ain.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He moved there after one palace to another palace. It was all before the money came to the country. It was all before 1966, where he became the ruler of Abu Dhabi and shifted to Abu Dhabi. So it was even before the country was formed in 1971. It was that
what is there, Irina? You said that there was something that surprised you, that the spirit of Sheikh Zayed is still there, that we will understand how this country is built after visiting there. What is there? What is this spirit?
So the energy is very calm, very blissful, but the intensity of the energy is huge. And with this kind of energy, you can do a lot of things. A lot of things in the country. So the intensity and the power of personality is huge. When Sheikh Zayed came to power and became the president of the United Arab Emirates, the first thing he did, he united tribes. There were almost 40 tribes on this land which were fighting with each other. One tribe they were fishermen, the other were farmers, the other were trading. So they were all set separate from each other. The first thing he did, he united people. And he said that let's become one nation. I will give you money. I will give you education. I will give you medicine, infrastructure, but we should be one nation. And they believed him because of this energy, because of his personality. They trusted him. And now the UAE is one of the most strongest nations regarding the unity, the inside unity of the people. So a lot of rulers, they divide people and they rule by this method. But Sheikh Zayed, he united. It's the simplest and still the most complicated thing to do, to unite people.
Absolutely.
Because
As you know, I don't know how to translate that in English, but we have this thing, разделяй властвуй. And
yeah,
unfortunately, many rulers in the world, they try to divide the nation. And I know that a lot of countries now, they're divided. And even the countries which are very close, I don't want to name that now, but which are Slovak, and now they're trying to make wars between each other, which is absolutely absurd because we are like sisters and brothers and we are very close. And I'm very sad now, let's say, what's going on in Kazakhstan. Unfortunately, I want to wish the spirit of Sheikh Zayed and to send it really to Kazakhstan, because this is a great spirit of uniting people, nations, whatever is unite us by language, by songs, by behavior. I think it has a big power. It is
of
very
course,
powerful, and it's
when
coming from
when
the gut.
yes, and when people are united, they can do great things. It's so easy to do things when everybody is united, even in one company or in a governmental entity or in any society. When the society is united, when they have the common mindset and the common way of thinking, they can do just amazing things. But
I understood,
the
Irina.
big,
I will go myself to Alyain National Museum. I'm very much intrigued, and you speaking with that enthusiasm about that I would like to go very much. Coming back to your book, you called it the culture of
possible.
possible. What do you think? What things are possible in United Arab Emirates? The things that are surprising you.
As you can see, they are doing quite impressive things. So, like Sheikh Mohammed say, there are no borders, and the only borders which you think exists is only which you believe in. So, again, we are coming to the mindset and the way of thinking. There is nothing impossible if you believe in it. But if you believe that there are obstacles and you cannot do some things, it will definitely be implied in your life. And Sheikh Mohammed is doing a lot of things to change the culture of impossible. He is trying to shift the culture of impossible to the culture of possible by implementing the right messages to the people. The UAE is the country which leads by the example. So they do not, say do this or do this. They behave themselves. The rulers behave themselves in a certain way, and the other people follow. This is what is leadership here. Yeah. So
Absolutely. As editor in chief of Russian Emirates, which is the magazine that I like very much, what was the article or the story that you consider for these 8 years you are here as one of the best?
one of the best articles. Oh, it's
Yeah.
hard to say. Through all these years, I wrote so much articles. About the country and about its people and about the lifestyle. It's so hard to say. I'm sorry, I cannot choose one.
No problem. Choose two. Something, Irina, that you think it's important to know, because some people, they're not from United Arab Emirates. They even haven't been here. What you will say that the thing that is intriguing you, that is surprising, that you think is worth spreading for all people who live everywhere.
See, there were a few articles um, about the mentality of the people, about the tolerance. The tolerance, the openness of the people comes also from the historic past of this country. So I cannot name one article because there were so many. But the idea which was, spread into different articles is the way of, again, of uniting people and the tolerance of the local people here comes from the past. Because also one thing I want to say, what impressed me in this country is archaeology. Archaeology is not much talked about here. because
Not at all. You're
yeah,
the
because
first person from whom I
yeah,
hear something.
and though I'm I'm producing the lifestyle and fashion, I can say, magazine, when I digged into archaeology, I was quite impressed. This land saw a lot of civilization. So UAE is not the first civilization which succeeded on this land. Beforehand, 5,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, there was already very successful civilization which were living on this land. And because this land is situated on the trading roads, people who lived here, they were always open to different nationalities, different religions, different gods, rituals. And we can say that the openness and the tolerance, which you can see here, is like a genetic past of the people who lived here before. And the land surprised me a lot. And oil and gas are not the only resources which were found here. It is known that almost 5,000 years ago, UAE was the great, it was not called UAE, it was called Magan. Magan was a country which consisted of Oman and the UAE, the present Oman and the UAE. It was a big country. And it was one of the biggest country which produced copper. And they traded copper with Mesopotamia, with the Indus Valley, with the even probably with some Greek civilization. So this land has its own story, and it is fascinating. And still, the archaeology researches are going on, and I believe that in future we'll hear a lot of great stories about this land.
Then, there is no wonder, because I also, this question, I was interested why these people are that open. Imagine 50 years ago, they were living that style. Now, so many people almost invaded the country with their own cultural habits, with their own rules, with the way how they dress up, with the way how they smell. Imagine if you're only 8%.
Yeah.
Of the local population, but they take it very nicely, very respectfully, and they coexist.
They liked it. They liked it. Yeah, so it means that like on the deep layers of their subconscious, they're used to it, and they liked it in a certain way. They are open to it. They don't have any no, we don't want it. They are open to it. So it means that they have no borders inside their head. And this is what makes UAE so special. And that's why people are coming here. Everybody's feeling that.
As a person who is writing about lifestyle, fashion, and who is also looking like fashionista, who definitely is very fashionable, why you decided to go deeper than that? Why you decided to go into archaeology and the mentality of people? Why it intrigued you?
I think that this is curiosity, because I'm a journalist, and I always have this thing to explore things, and I'm not satisfied with the surface, layer. I want to understand, because if you want to understand the country and its success, you have to do a research. You cannot understand just by living here and going to fancy restaurants or seeing the beautiful Burj Khalifa. It's impossible. You have to understand the basis, the foundation on which the success is built. It's always very interesting. Always. So when you went deeper, you say, "Oh, okay, I got it. Now I understand." But my book is not only about archaeology and history, and of course, I wrote about the lifestyle also, and about the fashion industry, and about the art scene, which I believe is also the part of UAE lifestyle. So it's impossible to tell the story of the UAE without these spheres. They are also important, and we are all living here, and we know that the glamorous side of life is present here. Events and
How are you planning
entertainment.
to continue your life after you leave UAE? Maybe you will tell me, Olga, I will never leave this country and then finish my life here. But we, as we know, we are guests here. We are
We are foreigners,
local
of course.
population. Do you think it will be possible to live somewhere else As for me, I know that a lot of my friends, they went to Canada, they came back. They went to France, they came back. They went to Russia, they came back. And they said, after living in United Arab Emirates, you can live only in United Arab Emirates.
Really?
What is that make people come back here? What is the secret in your mind?
I think it's the safety, it's the comfort of life, it's the beauty which you see every day. And it's the people. You are like UAE is like a small world, so you don't have to go everywhere. You can come to Dubai and meet the whole world here, especially now when the expo is going. This combination of safety and the comfort and the beauty of the lifestyle, I think, makes people come back. But I'm very happy that I can live on two parts, in Russia and UAE, because I spent some time in Russia as well. And with the now, I mean, everybody can live whatever he wants, and it doesn't necessarily to live in one place for the whole life. You can shift to different countries if you want to, or if you have work there. So it's hard to predict where we will be living in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. And my last question to you, final question to you, after living 8 years here and having a big experience, for you personally, what you consider your biggest achievement?
My biggest achievement? Well, I guess now, well, I always loved doing the magazine. I was enjoying my work, and I was always fascinating with the people I met and the stories I wrote. But now that that the book is published, then I'm happy to spread this knowledge to other people. So I can say that the magazine together with the book are like my main achievements here, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to do that.
And now, really, is my final question to you, without jokes. The role of women in UAE is very big. There are a lot of women, and in my mind, there are a lot of stereotypes when people say these ladies, they're just following the man in the black abayas, and they're just living with thousands of diamonds and doing nothing. What you can say, agree or disagree with me on this?
Yes, of course I agree. And again, coming back to Sheikh Zayed, it was his idea. So when the country was established in 1971, it was one of his first initiatives to allow women to have education and to allow women to get work in the government. Yeah, it was his idea, and his wife, Sheikh Fatima, they made it possible. And now we can see that UAE government has the most amount of women taking the state minister positions. So again, this whole thing is because of Sheikh Zayed and his vision. And he had such a strong vision, such intensive vision, that I'm strongly believe that we are still living in it. We are not living in this country. We are living in his vision.
I think so, because you know, when you pass the portrait of His Highness Sheikh Zayed on Sheikh Zayed Road, I also feel as if he's talking to us and he's saying, that's, let's see. I have the same feeling that we are, somehow he's with us when doing that. And I think that's a great example we can follow, we can study, we can use, and we can even bring to our countries. We can bring the best from here to our countries, and that is our role, of people who are connected with media, of people who have access to unique people of this country, to share actually what you are, Irina, doing, to share with other people, to bring this knowledge, to bring this vision, and to share with our countries. Because if all countries will be as safe, as beautiful, as Dostoevsky said, the beauty will save the world, and beauty is as well important. As united, the whole world will be a better place. So I think it's important, very important work that you are doing. I hope you will continue in Russian Emirates, which is one of the best magazines in spite of anything. I know it's a lot of humanitarian work for you. I will not call it business. I will say it's humanitarian and cultural work. That's why it's pleasure for us, for Hidden Hero, to support that project and to support your book as much as possible. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Such a pleasure to know you, and we will read your book soon.